All right, what's up, folks? Good to be here. Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. Been a while since we've been here. We had a couple things go on the last couple weekends, so we apologize for that. But we are back, and with that being said, we're going to throw it over to Daniel to get us started off right.
All right, this how we're going to start at this one here, since everybody except Craig has done it here. Jason, would you please start us off with our Pledge of Allegiance?
Pretty sure I asked you.
No, I was already pointing a finger at you during the pre-chat.
You, buddy. You're up.
You pointed in the wrong direction. You pointed at Craig.
Whichever way. You're up. I'm barely awake.
I get this. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. What's going on, Alan?
Oh, trying to get my ducks in a row. I actually wasn't quite ready for this. I came back from a graduation today. It was phenomenal. Had a great couple of weeks. Glad to see everyone already popping in. If I can get the rest of my ducks in a row here, I can tell you that we've got Kingpin out there. We've got Ozzy Osbourne. We got Reloading from the Hot Pot. Tacos and French fries. Tactical FUD. Yeah, thank you for joining us. It's been a couple of weeks. Garage Guy 879. Big Al. Yeah, we had the Mother Day weekend, and then last weekend was jacked for some oddball reason. Can't remember what it was. Along with more technical difficulties. Bald and Curious jumping in on us out there. Good to see Bald out there. But yeah, we're here and we're doing it, and starting off great.
Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hopefully starting a beaver job this week. Been trying to load some 38 specials, but things just keep stopping me each time I want to load. So I did some practice dummy bullets. They turned out real good. So I'm ready now to go with primers and powder. So
awesome. Hell yeah. How's Stoney doing?
He's doing good. He's still working a lot. They work that boy to death, but I'm sure if I can work it out where it's on a weekend, I'll get him to tag along with me and he can put some of his traps out. But he's doing good. Did real good last week. So I think he'll outdo me before it's over. I know him.
He's definitely having fun with it, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. He's a lot younger than me too. So
Funny enough, Alan asked me if I brought you along just so we could do a beard comparison and show the older generation versus the younger generation of what he's going to look like later in life.
Yeah, that's it. It just keeps getting wider and wider.
Oh, it sure does. It sure does. On the thumbnail, Big Al. Big Al asks, on the thumbnail, was I shooting a 357? No, actually, wasn't that the 44?
No, that was the 45 Colt. That was the Mr. Holster gun. That was
that's the Wiley gun.
That was Wiley Coyote.
That's the Wiley Coyote 45 Colt. Smooth as butter. That thing is phenomenal.
And I think if I remember right, I think you only missed one. You were doing good with that.
Yeah, I tried to get a little brazen with it. and take it out to 100. And it, I wasn't quite dialed in for that, but that thing felt good in the hand and just smooth. Unlike that AK of yours, man, I couldn't figure out how to operate that damn thing.
I don't know what was going on with that. I've never had an AK have issues in my life.
That's what happens when you put an AK in my hands.
Well, you were having issues, and so was Robin. And Robin shot an AK, so that was kind of just weird. I don't know. That thing usually runs like a champ, but I've only shot it a few times. Eventually, we'll put a different stock on it because it's way too short. Which I remember you saying that right off the rip. You're like, why do you have this? Yep. Now I gotta get a different stock for it. I have the adapter to put on there. I just gotta put it on there.
I've never shot an AK yet. I had SKS for a long time, then I bought the AR, but never shot one.
Yeah. Well, the mags were definitely having problems. Folks were having issues trying to get the mags in, but I only brought mags that were reliable ones, at least. I've had other ones that didn't fit right. There's Red Raider. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I had a few others jump in. Michael Hurtneck, Lead Bullet Junkie, a few others. RTT. What AK is it? He asks.
No. Sorry, you were pulling it up, and I tried to. We caught it at the same time. That's that Polish AK. That was that Polish rebuild that I got. I think a lot of it was people just not used to AKs.
No, that thing was like spit shined. Big Al might have something here. You need to go roll that thing around in the dirt some.
That's true too. We could well, hell, we could have did that. There's plenty of dirt out there. Definitely could have did that.
For the mysterious DB Cooper, it's Kingpin. How the hell are you, Kingpin?
Not too bad. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, buddy.
What's been happening with you, man?
Same old, you know it. I got a dog on my foot right now. Sorry about that.
You're good, man. Yeah, I don't remember the last time you cleaned any of your guns, but that's okay. And I don't clean the AK. I've never touched the AK as far as cleaning. So that thing's only got probably what 7 or 8 mags through it total.
If you go to clean it, just take about a half a quart of 1040 mortar oil and just dump it all over it. Open the bolt, pour it down the barrel. It'll be fine. It's an AK.
It's not even broken yet. I mean, do you really have to break one in though? It's an AK, so.
Yep, Matt's right. You just got to feed it.
Well, Matt, you want to provide the ammunition? I'll shoot the shit out of it, dude. That's one I don't reload for just yet. I do have the stuff to do it. I just haven't done it yet. So if you want to provide the ammo, by all means, I'll shoot the living shit out of it. I think I only have about another 500 or 600 rounds left. If that.
No, Josh. No, Josh. No, Craig is me in about 10 or 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a long time to look this good.
It hasn't gone up a whole lot. It's up a little bit, but not a whole lot. You can still find pretty decent deals on it.
You guys do look an awful lot alike.
I don't know. Can I get you two in one screen? I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to do that where I can get you. Oh, that's better. Yeah, we can do it like that. There you go.
He's got more hair than I got.
Well,
This
yeah,
man
but I'm
can-
slowly losing some of it here and there too. So, well, another 10 years.
He could shave. He could shave today, and it'll be back next week. His beard grows like crazy.
Yeah, mine grows pretty fast. I mean, I cut mine off every year, usually in the summer. I just didn't do it this year. But the hair on top of my head's letting go. The more this grows, the more this goes.
Sorry, Big Al, but you're gonna have to go watch another show. You want to see that kind of thing.
Jan is not present today. No Jan.
Echo's Reloading Chamber joining us. Grado joining us. Good to see Grado. Lorelea, however you want to pronounce it, I guess. Tim S., Uncle John. That New York Outcast. Good to see you.
We do have Daniel working on his tan.
Oh, well, Daniel, how in the heck are you, man? Didn't even notice you were in the room.
Yeah, just typical normal, just hanging out, being good. Yes, and New York Outcast. I went and seen the dermatologist and another doctor, and I'm good to go to work on my tan this year. Because you know what? Does somebody got a phone number to? Hey, give me back up there, Scotsman. Got something to show me. Because New York Outcast, you got the number to a vet because these puppies are sick. Yeah, and they're going to get darker. I got my garden; it's even bigger out there, and I'm just waiting on my old back to stop hurting. And I want to be making a video troll, not for you, New York Outcast, but there was this guy out there saying when you hold one-handed, that the normal, little bit of slight is ghetto. I need to show that man what ghetto really is. So I gotta kind of VR troll him a little bit with she fires because his original video is for she fires on how to fire one-handed, and we got to straighten that. We're not going to mention any names, but this guy is very bald and kind of curious.
I really, really, really wanted to get out to the range after Bald released that video because it might work for him. I give it that. It might work for him because that's how he's programmed himself. That's how he's created his own muscle memory. it has to do with the ergonomics of humans as to why when you have a pistol you one-handed, you can't a little bit. It isn't the full 90 degrees. I mean, we're not trying to deflect ghetto shit, but no, it's for recoil management. It really is.
I've never
But
ever.
it might work for him
Oh,
that he's more straight up and he's more accurate that way. I'm not him. I can't tell him what he's right and wrong about, but I can tell him what human ergonomics do.
Oh, see,
I've
my
never,
point
I've
was
never stuck my hand out with a gun in my hand and tilted it. Ever once in my life.
it's just the natural tilt. That's I mean,
I
that's
don't think that. I don't see you guys keep using that word natural. I don't think that you can prove that that's natural because that is to. I've never ever thought for a second to tilt my hand holding a gun out one-handed.
okay. Close your eyes, make a fist, and punch your fist out forward. Then open your eyes up again. Look and take a look at where your hand is.
Yeah, but I'm not throwing a punch. I'm not throwing a punch. I'm holding a pistol out in front of me.
Have you punched more in your life or shot a pistol more in your life?
Both.
You got to remember, Kingpin eats a lot, and when Kingpin eats, Kingpin punches people.
No, I mean I've been in gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of fights, and I've shot thousands and thousands of rounds. And
It's whatever. So when I say what comes natural, it's the individual is what's natural for them and how they practice. My point with Val is the slight hand tilt is not ghetto. 90 degrees is ghetto.
yeah, I totally agree to that, and I can understand your point of maybe per individual, but it seemed like it was like concrete scientific evidence, and I don't think that that's true.
No, 90 degrees is ghetto.
True.
Okay, slight tilt for most people. That's a natural for most people. If you practice a lot with your hands straight out, okay, that's natural to you. My argument is what's ghetto, what's not ghetto. I know ghetto. I think Scotsman can attest to that. He's seen me shoot ghetto.
Full on ball grab, the whole 9 yards. That's ghetto. That's ghetto.
But I just haven't done the pants drop yet.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a brand new steel target. It's a Mario life-size target. And I'm ready to work on that. Hey, I'm no. I'm
You're
a
being
lot
called
darker.
out there, brother.
Ghetto definition. Oh, from the white. We'll see how white this guy is at the end of the summer. Oh, you don't believe it? I've been trained by Bloods. I've been there. I've taken lessons from Bloods.
Yeah, maybe RTT can explain it a little bit better than I can. It's literally just the ergonomics of how your muscles and your joints react. The elbow doesn't react to straight up and down. It reacts to a side shift a little bit. So if you're just relaxing it down by your side and you bring your arm up, you're not at a straight level. You're at a cant.
I think the
Vanessa
hardest
Kitty
part.
jumped in. Burnaby Sanchez, Mad Sexy.
Okay. I was going to say the hardest part I think about shooting one-handed is, especially when you go weak hand, is keeping your dominant eye on the sights. Are being able to be able to switch your eye to the other side goes dominant when you are shooting left-handed on the weak side.
This is the point right here. This point. There is more than one way to skin a cat. That is exactly it. What works for one doesn't work for everyone.
Okay.
You know, yes, there's a standardized way, and I hate even using that terminology of standardized way, but there's a way of teaching someone how to shoot. But at the end of the day, you got to let them figure out what works for them best on their own body. Their body is not your body. Everything works differently. So because when I drive mine out and I might have a slight cant on mine, that doesn't work for everyone. Everyone has their way of shooting, and they'll figure it out as they go.
Let's see. You can use a knife to skin a cat. You can use a 300 Win Mag with hollow points to skin a cat. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different ways.
I don't think we have fuzz out there, so we can't be talking about cats yet.
I'm just warming up.
We'll discuss.
Can you please send me the link of the video where you skin the cat with the 300 Win Mag? I can't get that. I need to see this video.
I tell you, when I was before I got married down here at the barn. I mean, this is way back. I was still second tour in the Navy. I was just dating my wife then, and had my best friend. And I had a 300 Win Mag with hollow points, and there was this groundhog down by the barn, and the dumb thing stayed there. I came out of the barn, and I shot that sucker at 10 feet. There was groundhog toes, a purple spot about 15 yards long with a nose at the end of it. So now
here's the problem here, Daniel. You see this one? This one's 24 years old. That's going to taste like dry turkey instead of like chicken.
Yeah, put it in a grinder, throw some beef fat in it. It'll be good.
Wait a minute, Daniel, you're talking second tour. You were in your second tour of the Navy?
Yeah.
So that was back when the Indians taught us how to build canoes, right?
I think the War of 1812 was going on about then. So, yeah. Where's Jamie when you need him?
I don't know.
Georgia, am I the oldest guy here in the chat right now? How old are you?
Nah, I think I am. I'm 60.
Oh, you're oldest.
Yeah. I'm usually am. I'm always the old guy.
I'm still holding on to 57.
Well, you still got the least attractive award, Daniel. You're all right.
Hey, I've got to be unattractive. I've been married 30 years now. So I got to keep all the women away. My wife carries a gun now. She's got her own gun safe, and she's got more CZs than I do. So I got to behave. I don't want to get shot.
So basically what you heard was she wears the pants.
And she can wear the pants as long as she wants, because every time when we go into the gun store, she goes, "Why don't you buy that?" And
yeah, so that she can take it home and make it hers, right?
No, she gets her own. I mean, my last that Daniel Defense sitting over here, there was no problem getting that past her. All I had to do was buy her a $3,000 trailer, a Can-Am ATV, and she's never said nothing about me buying that gun. You got to keep them happy. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, so do I, Laura. So do I, except my body disagrees.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what's scary for me is all these teenagers I worked with a few years ago, they're all getting married now and they're having kids. And
oh, geez, dude.
Oh.
LBJ, youngest in the room.
No, it was absolutely insane. Um, yeah, born after 92. Good gracious. Yeah, I attended a college or a high school graduation today. High school graduation, and I could not believe what graduating senior high schoolers look like now. They don't look like they're 18, I'll tell you that. It is absolutely amazing.
Well, LBJ is getting it out in side chat. Everyone's going after him.
What do you do? I can't see too well.
Let's see.
Oh,
Oh no, there's Abigail was 96. Holy crap!
yeah, she's a baby.
Damn. Which 92 exactly was it? Beretta 92. Oh, we got Papa out there. Papa Lass. He's probably older than all of us. He's probably got you beat, Craig.
Yeah, Papa
Right.
Les sent me a couple items to for P10 mags to go into the P07. Awesome stuff, awesome sauce. I got a couple more mags on the way, and a holder for my calipers at the reloading bench. Very cool stuff, man. Awesome, appreciate it.
Oh, Mad Sexy in 82. Man, I graduated high school in 82.
1782 or
1982. The 80s. The only thing bad about the 80s was the Bee Gees. Oh, man. And I was going to leave him alone and not bring up all those Glock malfunctions.
If it makes
All
you feel
10
any
of them.
better, the Bee Gees were really popular in the 90s.
I'm sorry.
they made a major resurgence in the 90s, didn't they?
Very much.
Maybe it was the 90s when I quit doing drugs, so that's all I remember.
Oh look, damn! There we go. Someone else getting rid of a Glock. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Sig Spectre comp, man. The Spectre comp was one that was actually in the case when I picked up my 365 XL, and I just kind of couldn't bring myself to pay the extra money to go up to the Spectre comp. And I semi wish I did, and kind of glad that I didn't. I'm still on the fence about it. Now, Bald and Curious has gotten every damn version of them, and has a few videos going back and forth in his thoughts on them. But
For me, if it don't have a hammer on it, I don't want it.
You haven't shot the 45 Colt yet, have you? I don't think you have. Yeah. Well, let me bring that down next time I come down. You can do a gangster video for bald and curious with the
Oh.
45 Colt.
Well, I've got 2 guns right now because right now I'm sitting with 2 Shadow 2s. So I think I might go pretty good there with my Mario Mosin target. I'm going to have to paint it brown because right now it's gray. That's right. Hammer time. I used to. I can't drink anymore.
So what's y'all's choices, CZ or SIG? Which I know Daniel's like CZs. But
I like
Hey,
CZs
Mag.
and SIGs. And old Smith and Wessons and Colts lever guns. I just got to come across a good one to buy. The wheel guns they're making today, their triggers they cannot compare to the old the old hand
yeah.
made and fitting and everything.
We got a few people out there trying to get themselves kicked off the chat talking Glock.
Well, the SIG or CZ. Me personally, I say yes. Those are my 2 go-tos right now.
Yeah.
I've deviated away from Ruger. I've deviated away some from Smith and Wesson, and just depending upon what its intention is for. It's for me, it's either CZ or SIG at the moment.
You want to talk
So-
about someone who took the CZ and went off the deep end? Farms 101 right there. That guy. He shot the Shadow 2 and he just fell in love. And yeah, wow.
Oh, he's sick with the CZ. He's got more CZs than me, Scotsman, and my wife put together.
Yeah, he went full bore with it, man. He went to the custom shop, the whole 9 yards. Oh yeah, that's right. He's got money, man. Money in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, mine would have to stay stocked pretty much, but I'm looking. I've been looking around.
For me, if it was CZ versus SIG, I would have to go CZ all day long. And it's not just because I love CZ, but between the 2 triggers, I much prefer the CZ trigger over a SIG trigger. I really do not like SIG triggers.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
that being
and
said,
that
the one that Alan just picked up here not too long ago, I did get to shoot that, and that's probably the best SIG trigger I've shot yet.
And that's precisely why I say, just depending upon what it's for. I mean, if it's just like a subcompact everyday carry, I'm gonna beat on this thing. It's gonna get covered in sweat and dirt and all the time and everything else. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the money into a CZ. I'm gonna just go ahead and buy the SIG, and have a great defensive tool. But then again, on my battle belt is actually a SIG, not a CZ. If I was getting into competition, guaranteed it would be the CZ on my belt.
This would probably be EDC for me, basically. That's what I'm looking for anyway.
Between the 2, I would go with CZ, man, if you're going for an EDC.
All right.
Now, Abigail, the 320 grip, you can change it up quite a bit. You can put the X grips on a standard 320. It changes up the feel altogether. A standard P320 grip, a lot of people don't like because it is very bulbous. It's kind of rounded. And a lot of people don't like that feel. So, yeah, there's other 320 grips out there and in every size under the sun. So, yeah, don't not look at a 320 just because of that particular grip module.
Yeah, the SIG is like the Tinker Toys of guns. I mean,
Now,
they've got
there's
all
one
kind
for
of
you.
different modular stuff you can do whatever with them that you want.
All right, there's a good one for you. Edward Patty, thoughts on an H&K? So, any of you shot an H&K? Thoughts?
What's an H&K?
509, and I put it right in the same category as my 320M. I would actually say that I kind of actually like the SIG trigger better, even though the complaints that you've said about the SIG trigger is it feels springy. There's like the wall is kind of a weak feeling wall,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like it's just springy. Well, yeah, I can understand that point. I can feel that point in the 320, the standard 320, but the 509 trigger just feels gritty. I wouldn't necessarily call the 320 a smooth trigger, but um, yeah, that's one because of their price is why I only bring up the 509.
I forget the
Because that's the
model
only one
number,
that
but
I've afforded to put out
I have shot a
benefit.
couple of them. When I was at the range, shot a couple, but I wasn't too impressed.
Rich White's got an HK. I think it might be the 509. I'm not too sure. It's kind of like the popular carry version. And he seems to have pretty good things to say about it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It would be a good carry pistol, especially. I'm not sure if I would want it as my battle pistol, but it's not it's not bad. It's just kind of a personal flavor on that trigger, and the trigger to me, comparedly to like my other 320M, is there's a night and day difference. The 509 is just gritty.
Yeah, magazines are up there as well, but that's more and more companies. The magazines are getting expensive too, not just H&K, but they are up there.
Well, I've said for a while, SIG is really proud of their magazines. They're, $50 a pop or more, and a lot of companies are getting about to that same point, that same exact price point.
Well, let's go back to the prior conversation, if we can. If we're going to compare SIG to CZ, shouldn't we line guns up against each other to be a little bit more precise? Because as far as I understand, CZ doesn't have like a P365, but I'm also, the way I understand it, SIG doesn't have a Shadow 2 or a TSO. So would the the 229, the 226 be compared to the SPO1? Is that the kind of like head-to-head combination that you would go with, or are we talking about the 75 versus the P390 or P90 938 or whatever? We talking about 220, like, or are we just gonna just say SIG versus a company and CZ as a whole?
That's a good question. I mean, for me, generally, I would say as a whole, but just because I've never been a fan of the triggers.
Well, that's what I mean, because it's problematic. That becomes extremely problematic for SIG, because all you do is put a TSO and a Shadow 2 on the table, and SIG walks away with their head held. You know, they have nothing in the SIG that can compare to either one of those guns.
Nope. Yeah, not even close. Yeah, New York Outcast Pro Mags are cheap, but they're cheap for a reason and they suck. So don't buy Pro Mags.
Well, if it came down to it, SIG putting something up against a Shadow 2, they would possibly they would consider that the Legion X5, or the 320X, the actual 320 competition pistol.
But also, I haven't taken into consideration the 1911s either.
It is positively trying to compare apples and oranges. In most cases, you're going to get the polymer frames out of the SIGs. You're not going to have always the polymer frames in the CZs. Most of the time, you're going to get the metal frames in the CZs. Some of the SIGs, you're going to get the metal frames, the 229s, 220s, the whole AGX series. So yeah, I don't know if you would really. I would not put like a 320 AGX Pro against a Shadow 2. No. Like I said earlier, if I was doing competition, I'd probably be shooting that Shadow 2. I wouldn't be shooting my 320 AGX Pro.
RTT
But
makes it. I'm sorry, go ahead, Alan. My bad.
but there is a price difference as well. It's not a massive price difference when you're going from the 320 AGX Pro to the Shadow 2. Yeah, tag price is $1,600 on a Shadow 2, but street price $1,200.
How much do those 365 XL red dot fancy guns cost?
My 320 AGX Pro, I had to buy the dot separate. So by the time all said and done, I'm actually I was actually right about the same price point as the Shadow 2 without a dot.
The SIGs that I bought used, so I didn't pay new market value for them. And then the P365 is the only one that I've bought at market value, and I got rid of that really quick. So I don't really know like how much SIGs cost. So that's the only reason I was bringing that.
Yeah, like usual, Gray Note out there is on point. You wouldn't really compare them, even though we are doing that at the moment. Yeah, the AGX wasn't meant as a competition gun. The Shadow 2 is totally a competition gun. The 320, the whole series, was meant as a fighting pistol. Yeah. Well, and we've seen other competition shooters that shoot SIG that go to matches with a couple of 3 legions. They'll bring 2 or 3 guns with them. I don't know how that fares when you're talking CZ.
I mean, you're going to competition. Most people take a backup anyway, just in case. As far as ammunition,
William's got a question for me out there. Am I a SIG fan? A 227 TAC Ops. Am I interested? Yeah, I am. It is SIG, CZ. That's kind of my road right now.
Rob, as far as prices go in ammo, there is some relief, at least online anyway. I haven't seen a whole lot as far as store wise, but online there's a lot of companies dropping some of the prices, especially in the bulk. But I don't know if you can buy in your commie state or not. Or if you got some fucked up laws like California about buying ammo online. I don't remember. Yep. That's exactly right. 101. Everyone has a different pocketbook for different reasons. Yep, exactly right. Okay. Well, he's saying some, but yeah, there's a few places out there I've seen it dropping. About 9mm, kind of in the 350 range. But it's gone down some, but not a ton. If you let me know what you're looking for, I'll forward you emails. I got some stuff still sitting in email. I can forward it to you if you want it.
Rob's got a border issue. Living in New York, some places won't ship into New York just because of where he lives.
Yeah, same thing on the opposite side of the coast. A lot of companies just won't ship out there. They're trying to play the game safe themselves on what they can and can't ship. I get it. It makes no sense to me.
What happened there, Grano? I've really haven't had any issues with Shadow 2 before, so
Yeah. I've had the fiber optic break.
He was saying earlier that he was taking his Shadow 2s to competitions. So he's probably putting a whole lot more stress under his gun than any of us.
yeah.
Yeah, he was running them hard for sure, but
And he's got 3 of them. 3 of them.
yeah, RTD talking about how ammo's getting ready to go back up in price. It would not amaze me at all. Now that there's been a little tiny bit of availability coming back into stores, I still have yet to see much in the way of revolver rounds in my area. Yeah, there is 9mm, but it's all standard 115 target ammo for 19, $20 at the least a box. They're at least not limiting how much you can buy. But I think that that's just a matter of time. But yeah, I suspect that it's going to start even going back up again.
Yep, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, everything's going up. I saw one thing about your electric bill is going to shoot up as well. It's going to be a lot higher this summer. I think they were talking like 9 or 10% more.
That is a statistic I did not even contemplate.
Oh, and when you guys say Russian ammo, in my mind, all I think about is steel AK-47 rounds. Do you guys mean like Russia makes 9mm brass and 38 special and all that kind of stuff too? Or are you specifically talking about AK rounds? Steel case.
Yeah, there's a lot of the like the buffalo bore and rounds like that are some really hot stout loads that I've seen come out of Russia before, but me as well. Most of the time when I think Russian ammo, I'm thinking AK rounds, steel AK rounds.
Didn't they make some 9mm also?
Yeah, Tula. Um, yeah, that was another one of the main that a lot of people shoot like Wolf and oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there's a few others out there, but there are a bunch that are brass as well.
Yeah, best I would have guessed that the Tula, but that's what I used to do myself, was the Tula steel case. And I figured that was a Russian company. I didn't know that they had all that going on.
Hey, Fuzz is in the house. Hi, Fuzz.
How many cats do you picturing that they Daniel?
Oh, there. I think there's only one cat left that lives within 5 miles of me, and this thing has got some cojones. I see him every once in a while on the bank of my shooting range. And I just get there. It's like, I don't have the camera set up to make that video for Fuzz where I can show him how I call cats. And Fuzzy, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back towards the Fuzzy. You don't want to go back towards the beginning of this chat when we were talking about there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Look how nice it is out there right now. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, eating goat. My wife won't let me eat goats. I've suggested it to her many, many times.
Said eating good, not eating goats.
Oh, good? Oh, okay. Well, she didn't think I was funny. Then I started reading her statistics. I mean, goat meat is the most eaten meat in the world. More people eat goat than they eat beef, cat, all that. Chicken. So I've quit saying that around her because she does shoot guns. She got her all of her own guns.
Primers have kind of steadied out, Grano. We'll see if they go up anymore again, but they kind of steadied out right now. I haven't seen them go up too much more. We'll see.
If you can find them.
You still have that one company that's coming out. Supposed to be hopefully and somewhere in the middle of probably another 2 or 3 months. They're supposed to be ready to start shipping, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm starting to see primers coming out on Notch's their site quite a bit now. I just
Yeah,
haven't seen the large pistol yet or large rifle, but they've coming out with a small pistol, small rifle, magnum, small, and whatever.
I got a question for you, Daniel. Why do people keep goats and hardly anybody you ever see keep sheep?
Now my neighbor's got a lot of sheep.
But I mean, is it just my perception? But it seems to me like more people would have goats. And maybe it's just my perception for like the people that I've watched on the internet or I talk to or whatever. They all have goats, and I don't know anybody or see anybody that has like sheep.
I'd have to talk to my neighbor about the market for sheep, but I know they get a market for wool and the meat for sheep. But a lot of a lot of your goat meat, as far as your goats go and your sheep, they get sold to the meat markets that are around larger cities. That's where you got the more diverse populations from parts of the world that eat goat a lot and sheep. I've eaten sheep. It does have a different taste. I've eaten goats. I've been to Mexico. Or was that cat? I don't know. They said it was goat.
Oh, look at that. Old hot shot and reloading from the hot pot 1 year.
Oh.
Well, trapped now.
Yep, he's done.
I
You
believe
better
Mark.
got her. You better got her flowers today. If not, hot pot, you better make a run to Walmart and buy that girl a cheesecake.
I might be mistaken, so definitely don't quote me on this, but I think Chris from the 740 got married this weekend.
I believe he did. I saw a post about his friend surprising him.
Your
Well, yeah,
brother-in-law
you
threw the
usually get
bachelor
married
party.
the day after a bachelor party, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I saw a post about his bachelor party. His friend surprised him.
You know how you can tell if you had a really good bachelor party? The bride calls off the wedding.
Well, I've had four good bachelor parties then. I just thought that I got too drunk, couldn't remember, but hey, if that's what prevents marriage, have good bachelor parties.
It's how to keep a woman happy 101. Cheesecake and her favorite coffee. And it takes care of anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, and any other of those. Sweetest day.
Yep. This is exactly how you know your husband is a super nerd. Next anniversary, I'm going to 3D print some Mandalorian armor for my fiance. Yeah, your future husband is a nerd. Yep.
Hey, she said they got some kind of matching high dollar guns. So he can't be all that bad.
Oh, that Mandalorian gun's kind of cool.
Matt, you are 100% right. Damn expensive too. We know how that petty cash drawer goes there, 101. I've heard the stories. So, Craig, you got with Jamie and that yet?
Have I got what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Have you met up with Jamie and the guys yet?
Oh no, I've been wanting to, Jamie and Kyle and all them, but actually I haven't talked to Jamie other than on the chats here lately. I was hoping to get together with him, go up and shoot, but so far we hadn't talked about it. I know.
You need to.
Oh, go ahead.
You need to hook up with them.
Oh, I know. Yeah, definitely do. And Chico, I don't know if Chico's going to come up or not, but they all talked about it. I just hadn't talked to them when we're going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll have fun, man. They're good guys.
Yeah, it's a good bunch of folks.
I was honored to meet them. Got to go down there and shoot with them for a couple days. And I had a chauffeur take me down there and back. Cheers, brother.
Seems like I remember when y'all came down.
Yeah, I'll be. I plan on coming down again. What was it? I think it was the last week of September is what I'm planning right now. I got to double check the calendar, but I think it's the last week of September or something like that.
If you make it down, let me know for sure.
Yeah, I will. I'm just waiting on Jamie confirming if he's able to get the time off or not.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much open all the time if I'm not trapping, but I can work around that.
Well, September's a little early for trapping for good pelts, isn't it? Especially
Yeah.
down there in Georgia.
Yeah, unless it's just a nuisance job like this. The beaver job I've got coming up next week, I wouldn't want to do it normally because pelts really aren't any good right now. But I'm just trying to get some out for these people.
Get your foot in the door.
Yeah, that's basically what it'll do. Get me in there, get me back in there come wintertime. Then I can trap, muskrat, mink, otter, whatever. So I'll go down there and hit them hard for 2 or 3 days and then pull out because it's a long way from the house too. That's with the gas prices. It's going to be bad. But yeah, I mean, I can work around that.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, just let me know. I'd enjoy that.
Hey, we could even tell you what hotel to go stay at. Oh, you live down there, so you wouldn't need
they're
a
not that
hotel.
far. Yeah, they're not that far from me. Like probably an hour and a half, maybe.
Scotsman and I.
Yeah, don't let me find out what hotel you're at. I might send you a pizza. You can ask Gizzard Gary.
Yeah, I might keep that quiet then.
Oh, so our RTT is going to be coming back, but this time he's not bringing Glocks. He doesn't want any failures. It's all right. He just doesn't want to get caught on video with failures again.
Yeah. I bet you they all are going to be cleaned and checked to make sure they're running all smooth and no gunk in the springs.
So what's your biggest trapping commodity down there? Beaver?
Right now, nothing. But yeah, I mean, normally it would probably be beaver. Coyotes aren't bringing much. Actually, the castor glands out of the beaver, I can make more money on the castor glands than anything. It's bringing about $100 a pound. So yeah, I stockpile that up and then I'll take it and sell it all at one time. But what I'm doing right now is I'm sending all my furs off to have them professionally tanned, and I'm just banking them up for about 4 years, unless the prices come back up. And then I'm gonna take some of these shows like we have a Buckarama, that kind of thing down here. So I'll have me a booth set out there. I think I can make more money back doing that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
From
going
what
to give them away $7 or $8 a pelt.
Yeah. From what I've seen, if you got them tanned and stuff and sell them yourself out to the public, you're definitely going to make more money.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And Stoney's doing the skulls now. I don't know if y'all saw his last video, but he did a real good job on that beaver skull. And people are paying good big money for those beaver skulls done out, like the European mount type thing. So we're going to take those too.
I think I missed that one. I'll have to go back and double check.
It was right at the end of, I think he just tagged it on the end of a video. He made me some rod holders, fishing rod holders.
Okay.
I think he just showed it at the end of that, but he sent me pictures. It was awesome. He did a great job.
Oh, and you said a trap or something like a beaver. Does the trap kill it, or do you got to come up and finish it off?
No, if he get 90% of the time he's done when I get there. I just have to come get him out.
Do you guys?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say every now and then, of course, like anything else, you might have a bad catch, but 90% of the time he's already dead when I get there.
So okay, that's what I was trying to. The traps are intended to dispatch the animal when they catch it.
Yeah, these are kill traps.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Do you guys have the big hogs down there too?
We got them in South Georgia, but I don't really where I'm at. I don't have to deal with them much here. They stay pretty much below. I don't know if you're familiar with Georgia, but Macon. If you go below the Macon line down there, then that's pretty much all pigs down there. Our biggest thing's coyotes here. We're overloaded with coyotes.
To the coyote traps, they're designed to dispatch the animal right away too, right?
No, they're just catch traps. They just hold them until I get there.
And then do you just kill them, or do you trap them and release them somewhere else? Like what do you do when you catch a coyote?
No, I dispatch them right then.
All
Now
right.
there is a market here for you're allowed to sell them to fox pens, which they train their fox hunting dogs with them. But it's a real tight market because everybody wants to sell them to them. So you got to know somebody. So I mostly do it for the pelts and to get rid of them for the landowners. The landowners where I trapped this year, I trapped there right at a month and caught 17 coyotes off that one piece of property and could have caught a lot more. It's just it got too hot. I don't like to trap when it gets too hot. But they killed one of the calves. It's a cattle farm, and they're constantly getting their calves killed. So they just want them gone.
How come you don't set a trap to kill it?
Well, state law, Georgia state law, there really isn't anything I can use that would be a kill trap. Because on land, you got a chance of catching somebody's dog or, farm animal, and you don't want to catch nobody's stuff in a kill trap. Water trapping is the only thing you use kill traps on.
I said when you set a trap for a beaver, you set it inside water.
Right. When I trap them, I have to. Well, I can catch them. I can set a kill trap 10 feet from the water, but I generally put them in the water.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know any of that. That's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, to me it's the easiest way. And I'd much rather be beaver trapping than coyotes. I hate coyotes. They stink. They're nasty animals. But we just got too many of them. They got to go. So.
Well, that's one thing out here in Iowa. You can take coyote year round.
Yeah, we can too. And actually, this year it's got so bad with the turkey population here, and most people don't realize. I saw a study the other day in our what we call GON, Georgia Outdoor News. They did research. They collared 150 coyotes and tracked them for a year. The main thing they ate were fawn deers, baby deers. And then the second most was grown deer. It was, and the turkeys, it's mostly raccoons and possums that are raiding the nest. So the coyotes, they said, really didn't have much to do with the turkey population. It was mostly the smaller animals. But they will get, of course, cattle and family pets. I get people calling me all the time in downtown Atlanta. I mean, smack dab in the middle of downtown Atlanta, wanting me to come trap the coyotes. Because every one of them will say, "Well, they got my little dog yesterday, or got my cats," you know. So I mean, they're inside the city, just like they are out here in the country.
What do the people make the pelts out of? And
Oh, they make hats, collars for coats. Actually, the two biggest markets for trapping for fur is Russia and China, and of course that's bombed out now. But mostly over there, they use them for the collars on some coats, and they make mittens with them, different types of stuff. And like the beaver, you can make. There's so many things made out of beaver that you don't really even think about. But the hat market is still probably the number one thing they make beaver pelts with is the hatter market.
well, that's what I was trying to like. A couple of people mentioned out in the chat. When you think about a beaver, at least me, just being completely unfamiliar with any of this stuff. You think about a beaver, you think about like that slick brown, beautiful coat, and it's swimming in the water. So you figure, okay, you can make something out of that, and then its skin, obviously, it's designed to be in water all the time, so its skin is going to be better. When I think of a coyote, I think of like mangy, flea-bitten, natty hair, and so I didn't know that you could make so much stuff out of coyote.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like me now, you'll catch a lot of them that have mange, or they'll be what we call hot spots, where during mating season they'll rub the hair off the back of the fur. You can't use that for anything. I mean, they have to have good fur on. They have to be furred out. But I mean, they do have a nice pelt fur once it's done, if they're in good shape when you catch them. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's made out of them, and it used to pay good, but now, of course, nothing's paying good.
Yeah, but they still want you to do all the work, though.
Well, yeah, and that's why I think I'm gonna give it a shot selling them at shows and stuff, because I think I can do a better job. I mean, it's not worth trapping a coyote for $7. I have more than that just in bait and traps and gas money, all that stuff. But like I say, I do it for the landowners, mostly nuisance.
Well, that's the biggest thing out here is people's ranches and farms. The coyotes are major nuisances. They take livestock quite a bit, and so the farmers out here will let a group of guys go out on the land and dispatch as many coyotes as they can find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're so overpopulated, and they have, on average, they have 6 pups a year. So you figure, and they pretty much mate for life unless one of them gets killed. And then, of course, the next one will come right in and take its place. So, but I mean, the population here, and probably, I never saw a coyote here in Georgia until the late 80s, maybe middle 80s. We didn't have coyotes, and they've migrated that much that now we're just so overpopulated.
There's definitely a ton of deer all over right now. That's for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, we still got a good population of deer. You can tell by how many people, crash cars into them. But I mean, we can trap coyote year round. We can trap beaver year round, raccoons and possums year round. And now they've raised our hunting limit up to. I don't even deer hunt, but I think the last I heard, you can shoot like 10 does a year and 2 bucks. I mean, that's 12 deer a year you can shoot. So, and we still got a bunch of deer.
Yeah, I remember Jamie saying they upped the limit last year. I think it was.
Yeah.
So, Alan, you've been off.
So what are some of the telltale signs that you've got a number of beaver in one area?
Well, you'll see the damage. I mean, right off the bat, either your land will start backing up. All of a sudden you got water where you never had water, because they'll dam up the creeks, and they'll dam them up all the way up the creek. They'll start with one, and then they'll just keep building more. And of course, like I just did that job we did last week or 2 weeks ago. Those beaver were coming out of the lake. They had chewed through a 8-foot privacy fence. I mean, chewed right through the boards, went in the backyard and was cutting down maple trees, just chewing the whole tree down, knowing they can't get them back through the fence. So I don't know what they do that for, unless it's a territory thing. But I mean, they do a lot of damage on your property. And that's usually the calls I get. It's where people, like a pasture. I've had pastures flooded out. A lot of my work's pasture work, where you wouldn't think you'd find a beaver, but if it dams up the creeks on that property, it doesn't take long. You got water all out in the pasture. So it's just mostly property damage for beaver. But there may be 3 of them, 3 or 4 in there, or there may be 10 families. You never know. There's usually a male, a female, and then they'll have kits, pups, and they'll do that for a couple of years, and they'll run the 2-year-old beaver off. So you're liable to have 4 or 5 beaver in one family group, but you may have 10 family groups in a big area. Well, that's a lot of damage quick.
Why'd you mute me? I wasn't going to make no off-color remarks.
I didn't mute you.
Oh, just the highway noise.
Oh, well, get New York Outcast's comment up there. He had a good one too.
Yep.
I can't believe. I mean, your live chat there when you did earlier today. I was good. I didn't make any comments. I'm trying to put my childish ways in the past and leave it there. But oh my gosh, you guys got some really big beavers down there.
Yeah.
I say the one guy that had the 67-inch and 70 up to 72 or so inches. Where's he from? Is he down there in Georgia too?
No, he's in Tupelo, Mississippi. But I mean, that's much bigger. I mean, I catch some good ones, but that's a monster beaver right there.
That's one big ass beaver.
Yeah. It wouldn't fit on a 32-inch by, what do you say, 64-inch board. But
Oh,
that's a big beaver. Angry beavers.
I've said that once or twice in my life.
No one likes an angry beaver.
I've actually thought about using that on some of my T-shirts for my channel. I hadn't decided what to do.
what is Abigail saying? It's too small for me to read. Oh,
Apparently, we got some sick minds out there. You got RTT talking about porno and geez. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about hunting beaver.
come on, Al. Talk. It's too quiet.
Well, I've never had any beaver do any damage to any land that I've owned. Well, any beaver that wasn't shaved, that is.
I was gonna say you've had plenty to do damage to your wallet, though, haven't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those hairless beavers have devastated my wallet numerous times. Yep. Maybe, although 7 years later, I remembered them. Chris 338 been hunting beaver since '85. Nice.
You're either really good at it or you really suck at it. One of the two. I can't tell by your comment.
So beaver, there's a particular gland that's used. What is it used for?
Marking territory. They use them for mating season. They mark their territory, and so the other male beavers won't come in there. And the females have the castor glands too. So I guess if she's in heat, then she'll, throw a little gland out there too, and let the male beavers know she's okay. But so I take the gland from other, like the glands I've got here at the house. I can take that up and mix it up, or either buy a commercial castor lure. I'll make a scent post, and I'll put that castor on a stick. Well, they're going to smell that castor, think it's a new beaver in the territory, and they're going to come in and check it out. And I'll put it behind the trap. They'll come through the trap to get to that.
There you go, Scotsman. Get a stick, get some of that gland on a stick, gear, put it in the back of your pants, walk into a bar. You're good.
It works good though. I mean, you'd be amazed how it'll pull them in for a long way off.
You just stand out in front of the bar. That way you don't have to buy drinks.
At the end of the night. Show up at the end of the night. You don't want to waste all night standing in the parking lot.
God. Matt, you're sick.
Oh God. This chat went to hell in a handbasket.
Oh, jeez. I've heard they got some pretty crazy beaver out there in Iowa. I heard stories. Stories like going on a beer run.
That wasn't a beaver. That was something else. Holy shit, that was something else.
Yeah, that was some other kind of weird animal. Never, yeah, he couldn't even describe it. Couldn't even describe it.
Yeah, you ought to
I
have
mean,
her have.
a lot of people wouldn't believe it, but actually, out here in Iowa, there's a lot of cougar as well.
Really?
Yep, corn-fed cougar.
Yeah, a lot of 80-year-old women after Alan there with beards.
It's the kilt, man. He puts that kilt on and they're all over him.
Is moonshine really considered corn fed though?
Okay, the other thing I think of is you make moonshine from corn.
I mean, that's how I get most of my girlfriends is at the end of the night at the bar when they've been drinking moonshine on.
I mean, it's one way to do it.
What state do you live in, Kingpin?
Uzbekistan.
Douchebaggistan.
Reloading tips. You call the waitress over and you make a new order.
Hey, bartender, give me another.
There's the battle bean.
Oh. About time he shows up.
So, Daniel, have you done any 223 with Hodgkin's H335?
I don't have a 223. Don't have a 556. I've just got my 300 blackout and my 308s as far as the ARs go.
I'm not quite sure where I wanted to start. I started at 25.5. I'm going to start building up from there, which is almost the medium at a 55 grain bullet, but 55 grain full metal jacket.
Have you broken your barrel?
Yes.
Did you use the bore butter?
No, I used margarine.
No. Thompson Center.
Did you not see my reloading video? I used Country Crock.
You only make like one video every 3 or 4, 6 months. So yes, I watched it where you had your holes in your target. But I took Scotsman's gun out and I cut an inch off of his group.
He did. Got to reload for it now and figure out where we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, because I do think that it's the bullet that's giving you that big of a spread.
Yeah, probably.
But
No, it's loading for the BM15. So
Daniel, you broke that barrel in.
yep, I cleaned
And
all
you
the
didn't
lead
use
out.
you didn't use the bore butter, so shame on you.
What do you mean? I broke it in. I cleaned all the lead out and everything and did it from ground zero and used the bore butter every shot for the first 20. And then I did a 3-shot group. Then I cleaned it. And then I did a 5-shot group with it after that.
On the BM15, no, you didn't.
Well, the BM15.
The BM15, you took a magazine and you just emptied it.
That was your gun.
No, that's Alan's gun.
Alan's gun. Oh, that's almost as like shooting a Glock, isn't it?
What?
Just abuse that bad thing. I don't know.
No, that's what that's for. I'll abuse the hell out of that. I'll run anything through it. I don't care. Give me steel case, I'll run it. Got no issues. That thing eats anything I give it.
You see, I had to go ahead and do this for Scotsman because he did something really nice for me again. He got tired of listening to me gripe about the trigger on my Daniel defense gun, and he brought down a trigger. Put that in between the break in and that trigger. I went from over. I couldn't get a sub inch, but once I got those two, got it all done with the break in and put that trigger in, it had a sub half inch group at 100 yards. It's on video. Scotsman was there to witness too. So it takes a lot of work, but it's well worth it for the guns you want to go precision with.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, that BM-15 really likes tannerite. You just throw some tannerite out there somewhere, it'll find it.
Hey, first shot too.
Who was shooting it? Who pulled the trigger? Alan?
2 in a row.
2 in a row. Yep.
Yeah,
gotta
that
keep an
thing
eye
really
on
likes
it.
that tannerite.
I already let one raccoon get away. Right now, the turkeys are all out here laying eggs and stuff, and out here, raccoons are like rats; are everywhere.
Well, just remember, if you're going to shoot one, go ahead and black out your picture. You can leave the sound on. Just
Oh,
black
that's
it.
what this was. That's what that was about earlier. Because I spotted one, but he got back into the weeds before I could get a shot off.
Okay.
Of course, we got educated raccoons around here now. They can smell the gun oil.
See, I don't mind running steel case, but I generally don't run a whole lot of it through pretty much anything. I've ran it in some stuff here and there, but generally I'm just reloading. I generally don't buy a whole lot of ammo. I haven't bought ammo in a long time.
Well, and that's kind of a thing. As a reloader, yeah, I want my brass. So yeah, is it going to cost me a little less to buy steel case ammo? Yeah, but then I don't have brass to reload.
And if you reload, you can load a lot of bullets for a lot less, a whole lot less.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. If shit hits the fan is the difference. It's like, yeah, I walk around every day with what's like expensive personal defense ammo. Shit, it's fan. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be running Daniel's cast bullets. I don't care.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter at that
I mean, they
point.
might keyhole once they hit the target, but that's not a bad thing at that point.
That's knockdown power, brother. You get them tumbling before they hit it. Just think what they're doing, the damage you're doing inside somebody when they hit them.
That keyhole is just going to help with expansion. Yeah.
Let's go. My bullets will let you. Hey, Alan, did I send you bullets?
Long time ago.
Did they keyhole?
Oh, not that I noticed. No. Actually, I was going to hit you up for some of those keyhole and size bullets.
Papa left.
I'm running out of projectiles, and this these fancy magic bullets that tumble before they get to impact. That sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, just just load them hot and crimp them tight. They'll keyhole any bullet. Papa Les fixed me up on that because when I first started reloading, I mean, I had full metal jacket bullets, and yeah, I was using the max amount of powder, and my crimp was really tight, and they were keyholing. We spent about a half hour on. I had him on the phone, and we're just going back and forth, and he just had me reduce the powder charge and lighten that crimp, and it's in there.
I think the problem was you probably had your hand canted to the side just a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of
fist in the armpit.
instead of being like this, if I was like that, it'd probably make the bullet go this direction, right?
Oh,
See, you're doing it all wrong, Alan. You got to be like this all the way over.
Oh, and see, the magic thing about keyholing bullets is, on the Matrix or something like that, and they go like whip the gun, and the gun will shoot around corners. That's what keyholing bullets is all about, man.
We got to see the video of you shooting around corners.
I can load some up that keyhole. That's not a problem. Whether they're cast, full metal jacket, I can make some bullets keyhole.
Oh, we know you can. We know.
Yeah.
We are well aware.
But right now, it's like I'm saving up all my lead because one day I'm going to need it. I've been melting wheel weights like crazy, making ingots up and just stacking it. And New York Outcast, when did I start drinking? When I was 2. Okay. When did I stop drinking? I was about 24. Alcohol poisoning. Yeah, good stuff. Now I'm allergic to alcohol.
Allergic to alcohol. Wow.
Yep. Alcohol poisoning will do that to you along with your DNA. And back then, I didn't have a problem with drinking. I drank, I'd get drunk, I'd fall down. No problem. But I'd like to welcome you all to the AA meeting here. That's what it's starting to sound like. Now it's all quiet. Craig, pull us out of this, man. Come on.
I got nothing, man.
Are you a whiskey man?
Nah. I've always drank beer. I hadn't drank anything though. I don't very rarely drink now, but when I used to drink, I drank a lot of beer. I would drink some Jim Beam every now and then. That's about it for me.
So
I got a bottle of Rebel Yell that I got when I retired from the fire department. It's still in the barn. It's been aging for a while, so.
I can already tell Craig don't play golf.
I used to play golf. I played for a long time, but
Back when he was drinking?
Yeah.
See, it's not fun anymore. You feel guilty when you hit those balls at those little old ladies at the next green. And now you don't drink, you actually feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Well, I spent all my money when the cart girl would ride by. I'd be buying drinks from her. So, yeah, I quit drinking pretty much a good while back. I mean,
Go ahead, Kingpin. What were you gonna say, buddy?
You guys all know Patriot in the Dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for the people who don't know Patriot, he's 100% blind. So he called me up a couple weeks ago and he was telling me the story. He said he was out in town, decided to stop in at this restaurant. And, the waitress or hostess was really nice to him, took him to the table, sat him down, asked him, hey, can I get you a menu? And Patriot explained, well, no, I'm blind, so I can't read the menu. But what you can do is go back to the kitchen and get me a dirty fork. She was like, what? He was like, no, just bring me a dirty fork and I'll figure out what I want to eat from there. So she goes back to the kitchen and asks for a dirty fork. And the boss, the owner of the company, is standing there and he's like, what's this all about? She was like, I don't know. He's like, well, let me know when you get done. Takes the fork out to Patriot. He gives it a good sniff, gives it a couple little tastes, and he's like, all right, I'll have the steak, the seasoned potatoes, and the roasted vegetable medley. So she was like, okay, ordered it for him. He brought it out. He ate and everything, gave him tip. A couple weeks later, he goes back in. She sits him down, says, can I get you a menu? He's like, no, remember, I'm 100% blind. Just bring me a dirty fork. She goes back there, and then the owner of the company's standing there again. She's like, all right, I'll take care of this. So he takes a fork, goes back into the office where his wife is working. She's just doing office stuff. And he says, hey, take and rub this on your lady parts. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, just do it. Just rub it on your lady parts and give me the fork. So she does. He walks it out to the table, hands the fork to Patriot. Patriot gives it a big sniff and goes, oh, wow, tell Brenda I said hi.
Uh,
Oh,
Well done. Very well done.
Kingpin.
That was good. I knew it was going south. I just didn't know how south.
And being it was her husband made it even better.
How is Patriot anyway? I haven't heard from him in a little bit.
He's doing pretty good. He usually sends me a text about once every week or so. So he's doing pretty good. He does a lot of the.
Has he been turning anything out? YouTube hasn't sent me a notification for him in a while.
He hasn't put out a
Maybe
video
he-
in a while, but he does put up what are they called? The community posts. He puts up community posts all the time with quotes from founding fathers and stuff like that.
Maybe YouTube is unsubscribed from me.
Burnaby, I don't remember when that was. Maybe the very first chat we ever did. I don't know. Probably lasted 5 minutes.
And the thing with the community post for everybody, if you post something, what's up, MK Joe? If you post something on a community post, it's 99% chance I won't see it. And if you make a short video, 99.9% chance I won't see that thing. So if you put out a whole bunch of short videos and I haven't thumbs up any of them or said anything, that means I didn't see them.
Patriot's a good dude. We got a few more jumping in. Alan, you want to run through the room real quick?
I don't see why not. I mean, there is still people hanging out with us. Well, that's if YouTube will actually let me get my my chat window over here, because according to them, we've got 2 live. Moo, good to see you. Abigail been out there for a minute. Bernie been out there for a minute. GGW reloading. Gray Note still out there. MK Joe, Mrs. Hotshot, New York Outcast, reloading from the hot pot. and Tim S., Richard Marauder. Yeah, we still got a few people out there. Man, it's been good having Craig on. Now, I don't think you've ever actually been on a foreign and domestic with us, have you?
He's been on once before, yeah.
I think
Once?
you were out though.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
might
might
have
have been.
You might
Yeah.
have been one of the weeks you were out, yeah. He's been on with us before though.
Yeah, we've been doing this now. What, pushing 4 or 5 years?
Yeah. 5, like 5 something, yeah. It's crazy. That's been a long time for sure.
Hopefully, we'll be able to start pushing something else later.
Yep.
Shortly, soon. No idea how much of a project that's going to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be up
Nevertheless,
there, but we will definitely make it happen at some point.
yeah, Moo, this thing is loud and proud. It is loud and proud. If you want to see what it's going to look like in about 10 years, look over that direction.
We had a midnight range sighting today, Scotsman and Alan.
Holy crap! Really?
Yeah, he went live for 3 hours or something like that.
Damn, I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
actually, like in the middle of a day, I was like, what the heck? Doesn't this guy normally sleep during these hours or work? He does his sleep and work at the same time, right? I mean, yeah, I hadn't seen him for a minute, but I seen that he was live. I was like, man, nobody must want pancakes today.
Man, he got fired from the Waffle House like 10 years ago. He's been lying ever since then. I think he went back to stripping.
Table dancing. Yes. Yeah, it's one of the only ways that Scotsman makes money these days.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Tim's just been staying busy, man. Just been working. Steel business is staying steady, dude. But getting material is always the tough part.
Yeah, supply chain is really still very, very jacked across the country. As for steel itself, it just depends upon the type of steels and the forms that you want it in. But the actual cost of steel was projected to be a lot higher than what it is. The steel prices are actually coming back down significantly over the past month and a half, 2 months. So, I mean, that's a good sign, considering they were still expecting it to be like 8% higher than what it is currently. So, that's a good sign. Hopefully, that trend continues because outfits like the Scotsmans and myself depend upon steel.
Yeah. And we own a lot of our own steel plants. That's the funny part of it, and we still struggle to get steel. It's just been a crazy time for sure, but things have gotten better here recently, so we'll see.
Yeah, I personally work in supply chain, and some of the things that my company requires, we've seen lead times for products go from 2 weeks to 7 months. So a lot of just built product has been really bad. Just raw product itself, just raw steel, just depending upon the form and whatnot that you're looking for, and especially different grades of steel, is getting difficult to find certain grades of steel. And so a lot of companies out there are deviating with the grades of steel that they use. But it's still very surprising to me to see the cost of steel going down at the rate that it is. It's like matching the influence. Uh, it's like opposite mirroring, I should say, the inflation rate. So that's a phenomenal thing. If we can continue to see steel prices drop like they are, that's gonna produce some type of help for a lot of companies in the U.S.
Yep, absolutely. The biggest issue we got right now, obviously, is oil and gas. The transportation is ridiculously high.
Yeah, but all
The
of this is
the,
worth it
the
because
curve on transportation is like no other. It is astronomical. We've seen a 250% increase over the past 6 months in transportation costs.
Go ahead, Kingpin.
it's all worth it because Ukraine.
Oh God.
What happened to the pipeline, GGW? Biden shut it down. That's that. Uh, Tim S, do we still produce steel? Yeah, we do. We do produce some steel. We don't produce the what's actually needed in the US. The amount of steel that we consume is nowhere near the amount that we're producing. And some of the old steel plants are starting to ramp up as much as they can. But we've sold ourselves out so much that we can't produce what the demand is calling for. So it's kind of peculiar that the cost of steel is still going down because the demand is there. Yes, New York outcast. Biden did chop up the pipeline for crack pipes. That is absolutely correct. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, and Abigail's got it right. These are all by design. That's exactly it. All by design. If you guys don't remember, today is the day that the huge meeting with the WHO is going on to try and strip away our rights. I haven't seen anything on the outcome as yet.
Yeah, cost of transportation, man, because of the cost of fuel. Um, Currently, the cost of transportation is going through the roof. That is what they're claiming is the sole responsibility for the cost of transportation going through the roof. Like I said, 250% increase over the past 2 months. So they're claiming it's just fuel. It's not. It's also the fact that they've driven so many private contractors and owner operators off of the road. They've driven so many trucks off of the road that now they have trouble finding trucks to transport shit. Um, so not only has fuel gone through the roof, but now truckers can almost set their own prices because there's not enough trucks on the road to transport everything that needs to be transported. But it's still a really screwed time to be an owner operator right now, because you can throw a bid out there, and next thing you know, fuel is $6-7 rather than $4.5. In some places, it's already well over $7 for diesel. And these are places that are right next to refineries.
Yep.
I mean, there's no transportation cost at all for the diesel to get to the pumps.
Hey, the whole East Coast area, they're looking at here in about 2 days here. They're not going to have any diesel at all the Love gas stations. Their supply's running out. So how's the food going to get to the grocery stores? All that, let alone mattresses, washing machines, whatever trucks haul.
We'll start going through the room. It's getting to that time, and I have to work tonight, and I have to work tomorrow. So, yeah, lots of work to go. But we'll go start going through the room. Craig, good having you on again, my friend. How's what you got coming up? Anything?
No, gonna do that job, then hopefully start reloading a little bit. I got some casting I'd like to do, but it's probably not the best time of year to be smelting right now. But if I get a wild hair, I might do it. Just set up a fan or something. So that's basically it for me. Just try and get some lead going.
All right, good deal. I did put a link out there for Craig and for Stoney. So if you guys haven't subscribed to them, jump over and check them out.
Appreciate it. I enjoyed it, guys, too.
Yeah, always good to have you, man. We need to get you on more often. You're a good one to have for sure. You've a lot of experience when it comes to trapping, and none of us really know much. Daniel knows some, but I don't.
Well, I wish I knew more shooting and reloading stuff.
You hang around with us, you'll definitely learn that.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it.
Daniel, what you got coming up, man?
I've just got a itching to make a VR troll. Try to educate she fires a little bit and pick out some guy that's actually in the side chat right now, because it's been pretty boring lately out there. Not too many people's been doing shooting videos, and no one's telling me my cast bullets are tumbling, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm going to pick on Mario a little bit too.
You look a little white there, man.
Hey, wait a minute. You guys saying I was the whitest guy in the chat? Come on. Side chat. Look at this. Look at these guys. I mean, you got Casper up there calling himself Crazy Scotsman. I mean, and you got two snowman mate with wearing beards. I mean, Alan and Alan 2.0 10 years from now.
My whole body's white. I mean, I got a red necklace on, or scars, or whatever you want to call that, but my entire body's white.
Yeah. But as far as Tread, don't put my channel up there. I don't need more subs. That's too much pressure, man. If anything,
no, that's so trolls can find you.
So who? Oh, the trolls. Oh, that's fine. I hide them, but unsub me. It's too much pressure.
Just remember, we need more subs for Alan so he can release Jan to the world.
How many more you need there, Alan?
I honestly have no clue. Unfortunately, it's just been very, very difficult to turn anything out when I'm doing 68, 70, 72 hour weeks. It's been rough. And so I honestly have no idea how many more subs I need to let go and introduce everybody to Jan.
I got an idea for you. Okay, the next paycheck with all these 72 hours and all that, just make a video of you going to the bank, getting cash for it, put it in an envelope, and send it to me. Then I'll pick up the video as I help you spend your money. You'll have some primers and some powder. Yeah. And the next time you're out here, pick up what's left.
Kingpin, what you got going on, buddy?
Oh man, not too much. Daniel was flying his airplane and it crashed. The plane caught on fire, just totally burnt his body all to pieces. Medical examiner couldn't identify who it was, and the chief of police came by, the sheriff, everybody came by, and they couldn't identify the body. And one of the people that worked at the morgue was like, you know what you should do? You should go get Scotsman and Alan B. Pro, because those dudes were always together. If anybody can identify the body, be one of them. So Alan B. Pro comes down to the medical examiner's office and they pull the cover back and he's looking and he's like, man, this body's bad. I it might be Daniel. I don't know. I just don't know. Is there any way that you could flip him over? The medical examiner looks at Alan and she's like, what do you mean flip him over? And Alan's like, never mind. I can't identify him. And he leaves. So then Scotsman comes in a couple days later and he's looking at the body. He's like, oh man, that's burnt up really bad. I can't really tell. He looks over at the medical examiner and says, could you flip the body over? Medical examiner's like, what do you mean flip the body over? And Scotsman's like, just please. This could potentially be my best friend. Just flip the body over. So she gets a couple people, they flip the body over. Scotsman looks real quick and he's like, no, that's not Daniel. She's like, wait a minute, how's it possible? We flipped the body over and in 2 seconds you could tell it wasn't him. Scotsman was like, look, he doesn't have two assholes. And she was like, two assholes? What's that mean? I said, every time Daniel would walk down the street, people would point and scream, hey, there's Daniel with those two assholes.
I could a good one, Kingpin. I was starting to get a little worried.
Bravo. Love it.
Well, a little bit of a slow chat this time, but definitely appreciate everyone out there. And I'm going to throw it over to Alan to take us out right.
Well, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to go after that.
Hey, Kingpin.
Other than to just be an asshole and tell you straight up to keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!